Hello everyone, I'm Shiv Mathur, and today I will like to talk about this topic which came to my mind. Though the content doesn't come to my mind, there is no preparation. I just get some topic and I thought probably I'll talk about it. So the topic of discussion for today, or uh, which will probably evolve as I speak, is urban wandering urban mind. The mind is wandering, and why I gave this term urban, it is the urban people who are living in big cities. Their mind is more wandering compared to people in the rural areas who are still living in the traditional way, doing farming as the main primary source of their profession, and they're living a traditional life because most farmers, they're living close to the nature and living a traditional life. So that's a difference. So I want to disconnect them from this discussion, because it's basically the people living an urban life who have moved towards urban area, or wherever there is a urban expansion or so-called development, though I call development as destruction. So it's this section of society which is now going through this mental turbulence, which is rapidly exponentially increasing. So I thought I'll speak something about my thoughts about a wandering urban mind. So first thing is, we need to understand that we generally observe that we have wandering mind. The mind is constantly thinking and overthinking, and there are many things which people are thinking about. There are problems, there are issues, professional, personal, and there are maybe some physical issues. There can be some thing to the body, that maybe you are sick or you have some ailment, or you got some problem with your body also, you're ill. So many things happen. There are many issues you face. Broadly, they are professional and personal. Personal can be related to like you regularly deal with people in your profession, you regularly deal with people at your home, with your family, with your relatives, with your community. And in personal, you can have like health issues, you can have injury, you can have relationship issues, you can have normal arguments, like mostly when we talk, there are beyond your basic tasks. Any other discussion is basically a gossip, and it's more around argument, where a person is trying to influence their beliefs, their thoughts. So everybody is trying to influence, or not even influence, I would say. When people get together, they are trying to force their thinking and their understanding. Now, I won't even say beliefs, but the understandings are based on less of facts and analysis. It's more on understanding and maybe beliefs. So this is one part. Now, when I come to wandering mind, I want to bring out this particular notion that there is a constant urge to go somewhere. So when there's a constant urge to go somewhere, I won't say constant urge to go somewhere, but there's a constant, the soul starts searching for happiness. There is a inherent urge. There is an inherent urge to seek happiness. When the soul comes into the body, when you are a child, the child is not under any influence. So child is free. A child is doing what the child feels like doing and doesn't have any rules, especially a 3-year-old child or a 2-year-old child. Till the time we make too many rules for them, some child in some family may have more strict upbringing right from, so a conditioning starts a little early. Some child maybe somewhere will have conditioning later on. So in urban areas, the conditioning is too much. The society influences and the norms, there are too many compared to rural areas, because the urban society is very highly modified and very ambitious materialistically. So there are too many rules created in the families. If somebody is more ambitious, so the conditioning of the child will start a little early. So till the time conditioning doesn't happen, the child is actually not seeking happiness, but the soul is searching for liberation. The inherent reason, when the soul is taken birth, the purpose of soul is to liberate from this cycle of birth and death. So the soul starts searching. There is an inquisitiveness, the curiosity to search. There is a curiosity to search. Like if a child, a 3-year-old child or a 4-year-old child, you give them a toy, they will try to open the toy to find out what's there in this. That curiosity is there. So if you see most of the boys who have these toys, they will generally break their toys, open it up, try to play around to see what exactly is there inside. So there is a inherent tendency to search, to find something. Now we don't know what they're trying to find, but the tendency is to liberate and find the reason for our existence and connect to find God actually. So we are searching where is God, but we don't know. Conspicuously, we are not aware. If you think, who's aware what they are searching for, what they need? Who knows what is the ambition in life? Who knows the purpose of life? And who knows that what we are doing? Who knows why do we travel? Who knows why do we go somewhere? So why is the mind wandering? The mind is constantly making you run to search. So we are constantly making plans when we have some free time from work, and like in the evening with the family, or we have a holiday, we always make plan to travel somewhere. So why do you want to travel somewhere? What is the need to travel? You want to see a place? That is just one reason. That is only a superfluous reason that we want to go somewhere. You eat food in the home. Why do you go out to eat? What difference does it make? Is the home not good? Why do you go to a restaurant? Then why do you try different restaurants? So you're trying different restaurants, then you travel, you try different places. So there is a constant move. Your mind makes you move so that you have to go and explore and find out what is to be explored. Initially, when we are moving, when we are going to travel or meet someone, we want to go and meet someone, we just want to meet someone and we want to make friends, we want to talk to somebody. But what are we doing? We really don't know what we want to talk to them. What should be the topic of discussion? That's also not known. But we have this urge to go and meet people. We have this urge to make friends. We have the urge to meet some new people. But then over a period of time, there is always a constant friction in these interactions, because there is always a mismatch, because ultimately we try to influence our thinking on others in these so-called gossips. Basically, we are gossiping. All the worldly discussions are basically gossiping. Somewhere, you are just discussing where you went, what you bought, what you have. You want to show without discussing what you wear. So it's not that you are buying clothes to feel great, but there is also an element of show off. So when you go to parties, you want to wear some great clothes, so that you are looking for acknowledgement, appreciation. Probably there's an ego, and it's like a very chaotic thing we are into when we move out of from our nest, from a house. If the mind was not wandering, if the search had ended, nobody will go out. If the mind becomes stable and you get connected inside, all this search will end and all this wandering will stop. So there are, like, this is one search. Then also, when we have moved from rural to urban, we also need to understand, is this the way to live? Is this the place to live? What are the benefits of urban life? What are the negatives of urban life? Is this the way of life? Is this normal life living? I mean, so there are many questions to be answered. And when we have got attracted towards urban life due to various reasons, now I won't discuss that. This move to urban life and this materialistic goals have actually made our search more complicated, because our main goal of searching for something, the true happiness, the true purpose of life, has got actually camouflaged or hidden by a host of distractions and divergence created by this materialistic urban life. So all the ambitions, materialistic ambitions or professional ambitions, all are actually, the foundation is becoming more materialistic. So now, instead of searching for the real goal, we are actually trying to acquire this and live in a way of life, to travel here and go and eat there and buy those clothes and go to a mall. Keep moving. Just stay out of the house. The tendency to stay out of the house in free time has increased a lot. If you look 30 years back, if I talk about India, when I was in a school, in my place in Rajasthan where I lived, in that place there were hardly any restaurants. So the tradition of going out, or the culture of going out to eat wasn't there. But now, if you look today, it's completely changed. Why people are going? There are so many restaurants and cafes. Because why do want to people? If you go to Europe, what do people do? In my understanding, you have cafes and you have coffee shops, and there are restaurants. So the only thing I feel people in West do is just go to a restaurant, have a coffee or have a drink and dinner or lunch. That's the only outing which I feel they do. Though they are all quite a lot into outdoor sports, which is healthy. And if I say in the Western world, probably Europe, the urbanization is not so much with concrete. There is still some balance. There is some still green and ecology. But definitely it's an urban way of life. It is the ultimate influence of materialism is primary, though there is some health factors which a rural or urban environment gives. So there is a mix of that. There are forests, small forests, there are parks. So that provides some element of nature and some connect with the nature. But if you look at some big cities, if I come back to India, then that is completely missing, because urbanization is very unplanned and it's the population is too much, and it's totally unplanned. So it's the nature connect in urban areas in India is completely missing. So the life is more stressful, and we are designed to live in the nature. So the urban life creates so many factors which stress you out, and your search for happiness becomes really very, very complicated. And with the materialistic influence, whether it's differently in the West and it's differently in India, but those influences are making you really run around. So all this physical movement for going here and there is actually an outcome of a wandering mind, which is an outcome of the inherent desire to search for the purpose of life, which is to find the source of real happiness, to seek God. And I would say, you can say this in a different way, but I would say the best way is that the purpose is to find the source of real happiness. and and also along with that, it's very important to understand what is the right way to live for a human being. So these two things are all connected up, but we have moved from rural life to urban life, so we have also forgotten how to live rightfully, and then we are now the search for the eternal happiness, a source of inner happiness, has become absolutely it's very, very difficult. So this is what is a wandering mind. The wandering mind is actually a search for real happiness or the purpose of life, and that becomes, in urban way, urban scenario, it becomes very complicated, and you know, because the driving factor for most of the people in a community, among relatives, is materialism. Materialism, ego, status, symbol, and materialistic acquisitions, and these materialistic success factors, various success factors. So what have you studied, or what do you own? So the creativity of the human being has got subsided. The focus is on material gain. So the creativity is very important for human existence, and like in music, like, so you have to learn, if you have time to play music, and the community gets together around creativity, even it's food or it's music or it's even some humor. So there are various aspects for human existence, you know, lovingly in a community with simplicity, and there has to be a simplicity and creativity. It's a mix of simplicity and creativity. It should be devoid of materialistic element in life. But with urban life, now we have a host of materialistic factors. So the inherent urge to search leads to a mind which makes you wander, like you are in a wild goose chase. So you are all over, but really don't know what to do. So when, with over a period of time, when you have this awakening, a lot of people say, I become spiritual. So that's basically, you start questioning. A time comes when you wander and go, based on your capacity, you keep moving, you know, irrespective of where you go. If you have a capacity to travel the world, you will also exercise that, and those who cannot, they'll go somewhere else. But physically, there is a physical movement, constant physical movement, leading to more stress. But with time, you realize that, you know, going to these restaurants actually was meaningless. Going to these malls was meaningless. Like the Western world, they have already seen everything. India is now still getting exposed or exploring, or now, you know, in India, people who have rich, they have probably experienced everything, and somewhat of time, many may not become aware, but many will awaken and realize that this is not the source of happiness, and they will start realizing all these pitfalls of you know, socializing, or pitfalls of this gossiping, what they're doing, actually gossiping on what, and what kind of discussions they're having, where is the creativity gone, what are they chasing, and where are they running, and what finally was the outcome, what money gave, did money give happiness? So these various kind of questioning will come, and this is called awakening. And when you start questioning, this is awakening, and you start questioning, was this this is what I was supposed to do? Did this give me something which I should have achieved? What was my achievement, and what should I have achieved actually? What I have achieved, does it really have any meaning in my life? Did it really give to me? Did it give me any content? Am I content? Or to be content, what is needed? And what is the real way of existence of human being? How does it, you know, how do you feel when you live in the nature, when you live in a village, or you live close to a forest? How does it feel, and compared to this living in a urban environment, in some You might have a beautiful house, but it's a cage. So how does it feel when you're in nature? Why do you travel to places where it's nature? Why do you go to the seaside? Why do you go to the mountains? Why everybody rushes to the hill stations near Delhi? Why do people rush to beaches? So why? What is why isn't your where you living is not giving you that you go there? So did you question that? So when this questioning starts, the wandering will stop. When the questioning starts, when you start getting answers, when you start doing introspection, when you do self-analysis, so this conditioning leads to wandering, and then reconditioning is something which will stop the wandering. So this is the journey of life, and it gets more complex for people who live in the urban areas. People in rural areas, they are not conditioned so much. They are living a very traditional life, which was well thought of by our ancient wise people who created this way of life. So now rural areas also having impact of materialism, but still it is limited. I still remember I went to this village in Poland. It was near Ukraine border, and we had a wonderful time. The people were nice. It was a nice, beautiful, loving community, and people are very warm. That warmth is there, and their helpfulness and generosity, all that was there. So you can feel that, which is completely missing now, and it is exponentially vanishing in the urban areas, and even it's having its impact. So there is a general discussion when I meet people. There is this element of warmth is completely missing. The love is missing. It's all status and jealousy and ego and frustration and depression and exponentially. So now you call it mental health issues, but who knows the reason? If I look at most of the coaches in West, people who are talking about relationship issues and all, they are only constantly blaming. They are not digging into the real cause of misery which the civilization is now going through. What has the American, which is the greatest source of attraction for most people. Even in Europe, if you look at most of the people, they have this American glamour, and everybody wants to go to America. But you know what is American culture society done? There are so many homeless people in America. The life on credit cards, extremely materialistic. So, but the awakening happens. People in America are also awakening, but still the grip of materialism is so strong in the West. Despite awakening, they are still not able to come out of it, and it's a very difficult thing to come out of this materialistic trap. And the mind will keep wandering, and one has to realize that whatever I'm doing, am I at peace or not? Am I happy or not? Or I'm still have I found that the source of happiness is something else? So I thought I will talk about this, and the next topic I want to take is which is there in my mind is fake gurus and the fake followers. I think I'll make a video on that also. Let me know if you want that. Thank you.